Okay, chapter 2, same general strategy. Always check your corners. You can see I just barely outranged that one attack. Fully charged heavy 2, link slash, crit. Now notice how this enemy here, when I block him, he like bounces off of my weapon. And then I promptly die. And you'll notice here, I run around this enemy. You don't have to always dodge. When he's winding up the attack and advancing, his turn rate is not fast enough to actually get to me. And I don't have to dodge to accomplish this. Sometimes you can walk around the enemy. Other times you can sprint around the enemy. If you block an attack that has elemental damage or like a status effect attached to it, blocking reduces the amount of status buildup that you get. Now this is interesting. The guy in the back throwing the electrical grenades, he hits the back of the other enemy. Now he doesn't damage his ally, but it blocks it from hitting me. When you see a big enemy like this, take an assessment of what you have. How much ergo do you have on? Do you want to lose that amount? Is there an easy pit to fall in? Do you have enough heals for this fight? Do you have the right items ready to go, like throwables or whatever? If you're not confident, just back out. It's fine. You don't have to take every challenge in front of you. I will play through sections of a level multiple times, which gets you experience, items, and skill, basically, and then tackle that challenge when I feel I'm ready. Now there you notice, when we did our heavy attack, our fully charged heavy attack, he got like mini staggered. It like interrupts the enemy. And a lot of big enemies have built-in stagger moments. They tend to be at the 75% mark of the health, 50% mark, and the 25% mark. And if you're really good, you can anticipate these breakpoints happening to extend your aggression. He can just actually knock me off right there. I'm just gonna take the hit and move. Here's our stagger, link slash, and I think that was maybe just a heavy and not charged heavy, and then crit. Got a rematch with the police. Good punish. Go for the crit. I back off to heal. I do not remember that whistle at all. This totally surprised me. That was greed. If you see that closely, I tried to attack one more time instead of block. I could have blocked an attack, I think. Round 2. We're getting too greedy. He controls the pace of this combat. We do not. But when we stagger him on those breakpoints, we dump a few more attacks on him. Quite unfortunate. Notice when you pick up your ergo, the amount of fable energy is then added to your current amount. Sometimes it's good to buff your weapon or use a skill and then pick up your ergo. Round 3. Fully charged, link slash, crit. That's kind of my go-to punish at this point. I think it's pretty good. I like to buy out merchants for the most part. I just like to have a large amount of options at my disposal. It's okay if it like delays my level ups a little bit. I tend to play a little slower and I end up beating enemies multiple times and that sort of thing. But I like having the options. And I know that there's this ancient taboo in Souls games of actually using consumables. You gotta get over it. They're there to be used. If you mess it up, don't worry so much about it. But we'll get into when I use them and my general strategy for that later. If you can, use environmental hazards to your benefit. I'm positioning myself in such a way that the enemies will come through the hazard. And I'm just not even attacking them sometimes. I'm literally just blocking and holding them there. It's about time to upgrade a weapon. It's now +1. Okay. This dog did a backflip into a hazard and then died. He was a good boy.
Me? Die!
Don't do what I did there. If you see the red, just walk away. I choked 3 times in a row trying for the stagger.
It's destroyed.
Just let him attack. Attempt 2 didn't go so well.
Showing up already.
We space him just right after he misses.
French.
But we miss the crit. We just gotta do 1 attack and back off. Every time I try to go for more attacks, he just goes through me with his poise.
It's destroyed.
Here we realize that we can just kind of walk behind him when he does that heavy attack charge. This is a nice trick. I also noticed too that when you crit, it removes their regenerating health. That is interesting. There he goes. Alright, here he comes. Now, what I find out pretty quickly here, the tempo is just a lot faster. It's very aggressive, which means we have to get more aggressive in return. And during this fight, I learned this as well. If you get hit enough times while guarding, you begin to lose guard regain health. This could be a problem. So we have to, again, find more openings and times to attack to gain that back. So here we do what I like to call a double heal. You can do more than 2 times. In Lies of P, if you tap the heal at the right tempo, you kind of cut off part of the animation for the next heal. And it's looking pretty freaking bad right now. Only a 4th down, if that, and I'm on my last heal already. He's gonna do a Fury attack, but I go for the fully charged heavy because I know he's ready to be staggered. Now here's a really unfortunate situation. When I did my attack, I depleted my stamina entirely. A fully charged heavy attack will use more stamina that's in my stamina bar right now. What that means is I will go into negative stamina. You can crit with 0 stamina, and you can use Fable Arts with 0 stamina. When you use Fable Arts, your stamina will pause regeneration. In my eagerness to do damage, I do my fully charged heavy attack, dump 2 Fable Arts on him, and I dodge, but I dodge like not in the circle, so I miss it, and he's getting up. Now we enter phase 2. Grabs can't be blocked. You can dodge them, but if you get hit, it's significant damage. This is a Souls classic. Grabs hit like a truck. Don't do what I just did here. Remember, if a boss is doing something you don't understand, just run away. I did not care for that performance, so I'm going to reset. I like my status items next to my heal to remove status effects. Because this boss has a status effect, I'm going to put them up here just in case. But I generally don't use them until I get a pretty good sense of the boss. Because, let's get real, you're going to die in the boss a couple times, and you're just burning those items. So you need a little bit of experience with the boss. Then you can use the items to bump your chances up. This volley of attacks, which can go on for quite a while, guard breaks us. Gives us the old bonk. I'm not sure if you take bonus damage when your guard broken. I'm just being more aggressive. Given my performance last attempt, it just seemed grim. We utilize that breakpoint pretty well. We get in a Link Slash and a fully charged heavy. So this is unfortunate. He was ready for a stagger, but his combo is so long that I didn't really have a chance to do it. Now, in this situation right here, I did not heal to full. I recommend that you do. And the reason why is because you then run out of heals, which means you can then begin charging the last heal. It's a little better. That was a sad whiff. Now, we had a pretty bad punish there, but this actually brings up a really interesting moment here. You can see that he's getting up to end the time when I could crit, but I still managed to get in there and start the animation, and it just gives it to me. There's actually a very brief window where you can kind of pull him back into that animation. Okay, now we're doing better. Half-life, 3 heals. When he phase shifts, I just sit there and block it. The damage that I take is not that much, and I reduce the electrical shock status buildup. We can get some more bigger attacks on him. Does this phase shift thing again, so I just block it and get a charge heavy on him. Honestly, I'm just not doing well with the crits. Put myself in negative stamina again with a fully charged heavy. Okay, didn't get it, but much better. Definitely doable. I decided to go level up. We have enough ergo. So I clear out the baddies and pay Sophie a visit. I like to hold on to a wide variety of ergo items, and that way I can try to get the ergo level up as close to the amount that I actually have. I like to penny pinch the ergo. So usually with difficult boss fights, you'll get to a point where you have all the mechanisms to beat it. It's about execution. That's basically where we're at right now. We know we can get his health down very low. Here when he gets staggered, I decided to just kind of hug his side. I need to be right next to him. Try to make sure I get the stagger. Okay, awkward punish. My punishes are off on this boss, I'm not gonna lie. So now we're doing pretty good. We're lower than half health. We've got 3 heals. This is our best attempt yet. Go for the weapon repair. Go for the heal. He hits the ground, gets a lightning strike. You can do a light attack with this weapon and then dodge before it hits you. Liza P has like a lot of layers to it, and I honestly just forget what I have at my disposal sometimes. This sword has a defense skill that gives you these long, generous parry frames. So we can use this to block red attacks. Yet another bad punish. I don't know why I ran away. My brain just wasn't working right. Now, I want to be clear. I did not dodge that red attack. It's simply the fact that the red attack did not intersect where I would be with my iframe. I just got out of the way. Okay, we're doing okay. 1 heal, 1/3 life. Here we use our special guard skill, basically a guaranteed timing, and we follow with a massive fumble on the grab. Simple block for the phase shift. Honestly, a lucky stagger. Another crappy punish, but we get a crit. And now he's pretty close, and we get our heal back. So a lot of good things coming at one time. Just a few more hits. We learned our lesson, I think, finally from the grab. It's really easy to make bad decisions when you look at the enemy health bar and you're just desperate to win and you go after them when you shouldn't. Gotta try to keep your wits about you. Just keep it simple. Another use of the guard skill. We beat him with a broken weapon. At this point, I'm a little concerned. This is the second boss in the game, and it's actually difficult doing what we're doing. So I'm kind of hoping that we're going to find upgrades and other tricks at our disposal to be able to continue doing this strategy. So a lot of that, I think, was execution error. The plan, I think, is pretty good. And if we had ran away from the grab more and not fumbled our punishes and crits so often, we may have beaten this boss 1 or 2 attempts earlier. But we did beat it. We didn't use a summon. We didn't use like an optimized stat allocation. And our weapon was +1. I'm excited to see what the P-Organ's all about and see what kind of upgrades there are for this sort of strategy. Heavy weapons, big hits, defensive play.